Today's show is sponsored by the ABV Barrel Shop. The ABV Barrel Shop is located in the St. Louis metro community of Arnold, Missouri. The ABV Barrel Shop is focused on one thing, single barrels. Best of all, you can try before you buy. Head over to abvbarrelshop.com to sign up for their email and text distribution so you know what they have in stock, what classes are coming up, and who from the industry may be coming in to visit. The ABV Barrel Shop. It's where single barrels live. We are also sponsored by the Bar to Go. The Bar to Go offers traveling minibars that are no bigger than a small purse or toiletry bag. Best of all, they are fully customizable so you can create the perfect piece that is unique for you. If you own your own business, what a fun and unique way to promote what you do. Check them out online at thebar2go.com. That is the number 2 in the Bar to Go. If you have wholesale questions, call my friend Isabel Clark at 504-481-1297. Finally, we are sponsored by the Neely Family Distillery. NFD is a family-owned business that keeps ringing up awards in the spirits world. Head to Sparta, Kentucky to experience the family history, award-winning spirits, and meet the Neely family. Check them out online at neelyfamilydistillery.com. Now, on to the show.
Let's drink!
Welcome to the Bourbon Daily, the podcast about everything bourbon delivered to you every day of the week. Today on the show, we talk about whether or not things will actually change once Steve retires. My name is Justine Mays. Please join me in welcoming my co-host, Steve Akeley, along with our special guests, Kathy Cool, Jeff Andreezy, and Katie Joyce.
Hey gang, what's up?
Hello.
Hey, everyone.
Hey-oh, so yeah, we're going to be talking today about retirement and what does that mean for all the relationships that I got. I got a lot of great relationships, a lot of great friends, and stuff like that, but I don't have a great track record when I've left a job. And I'll go through that. I'll go through the numbers with you guys after the break. For right now, I do have small talk. I've got one of my next projects just came up this week, locked it in. Jason Bronner, I think, is a travesty that he is not in the Kentucky Bourbon Hall of Fame. I don't even understand it.
Agreed.
To me, it's ridiculous. The fact that he's not in there, I don't know if it's a personal thing. I don't know. He has the original bourbon bar. He's such a leader in things like barrel picks. First one to do flights, first one to do bourbon dinners, and all these things. And he knows everybody from the world of bourbon. How is he not in the Bourbon Hall of Fame? And I've had some luck getting some people in the Bourbon Hall of Fame, and I've done some campaigns with Jason, and I thought we had it. I got the call that he's in, and then they decided to go a different direction a couple of years ago, and he didn't make it. And then last year I thought, well, okay, they'll just put him in last year because he didn't make it. Something came up, they decided to go with some elder states people, and I get that. You want to get people in where they're living and stuff like that. I'm like, okay, well, that makes some sense. Let's get Jason's young. He's going to be around. And then the next year, wasn't even talked about. So I didn't really do anything. So now I think I'm going to make another movie. And I talked to Bo. Bo's in. So that's key for me. He's I can do a movie myself. It's not it's one millionth of professional that Bo brings to it. So it's good that he's involved in it too. And then talked to Jason. I said, who can we talk to? And he brought out a list that is a who's who of bourbon that wow. I don't know if you can ignore him when he thinks he can get, Bill Samuels Jr. and, Fred Noe and even Jimmy Russell and all these people. I don't know how you can say no to Max Shapiro. I don't know how you can say no to his inclusion if we can make a movie where they're saying he belongs in there. And again, we're just going to blast it out there for free for everybody to watch on YouTube and hope that people, watch it and send emails to the people in charge of this thing and be like, hey, watch this movie. And then hopefully one of them will watch that movie and be like, this is kind of ridiculous. This guy is in. So that's going to be one of my next projects that I work on.
I like that. That's a fantastic idea.
Yeah. It has to work. I don't know.
Even if it doesn't, you've still done something positive by making the movie. Like that alone.
Right. Yeah.
Will be awesome. So.
That's kind of what we said in the Jerry Dalton movie. It's like, hey, we don't have any say in whether he goes in or not. We've done this, we're trying this, and if he doesn't make it, it's fine. He has a Hall of Fame worthy career, but if they elect not to put him in, we don't control that. So we're doing what we can, and that's what we're going to do with Jason. He has a Hall of Fame. If he makes it in, you could be like, well, Akeley got him in. No, I didn't. He got in there because of himself. He may have been overlooked. He needed someone banging a drum for him, but he gets in there for his merit, not anything that I'm about to do or Bo's about to do or anything like that. And I want to be very clear about that, but I want to help the guy out. He's been a great friend to me, and I'm going to bang that drum, and we'll see what happens. We'll see what happens.
And he's on board?
Yes, he's on board.
Yeah.
He's on board, excited about it, and thinks that he can get all these people in there. I think if he can get Max Shapiro alone, he goes in. I mean, it's different dealing with Beam because it's a big global company that's headquartered outside of the U.S. Do they want to piss off Max Shapiro, who owns Heaven Hill, who's one of the largest distilleries in their system? When it comes time to pay the dues for the KDA's dues each year, who pays that? Max Shapiro. That's whose name's on that check. I mean, I think you start getting some people like that. I think it becomes a totally different conversation. So Jason seems to think that he can get some of those big names like that. So we'll see what happens. We're supposed to start filming in August, so it has to be after. I told him it has to be after the store is closed. Well, not closed, but under new management. I'm not involved in it because I have too much to do at that. But I can start coming to Kentucky all the time once we get that settled.
So Steve, have they published or made it known what their criteria for inclusion is?
Yes. You have to be nominated by a heritage member. So his ability to get that done probably would never happen. So the most traditional means is to get nominated by like a Jim Beam or one of the members, and then collectively the craft distillers get to nominate basically one person each year. So collectively they work together. So all the Royce Neelys and all those types, they get to nominate one individual, and then the Heritage can nominate as many as they want from one per distillery for there, and then it gets voted on by a committee. But the other thing is the way that Jason would more than likely have to go in, because you're like, well, okay, well, why doesn't Max Shapiro put him? The Heaven Hill always has someone they want to get in, and they're nominating from their own family. They're not going to be like, we're not going to nominate any Heaven Hill people. We're going to nominate Jason Brown. That's just not going to happen. That's not realistic. But the other way that they can go in is there's a committee that looks at old timers that are worthy, that people that got overlooked and stuff like that. So there is a means to get him in, but he has to be in front of those folks. So that's what where the movie comes in. Your hope that the right people see it. And again, that's what happened last time. We made the movie about Jerry Dalton, and somebody sent it to Fred No. I didn't send it to Fred No. Somebody sent it to him. He watched it, and he called me and said, we got to make this happen. And he's like, I love the movie, and we need to. He's like, I thought Jerry was in. To be honest with you, to be completely honest, I thought Jerry was in. This needs to happen. And I said, that's great. And he says, you know what? If it doesn't happen, I'm going to have him come to my house, and they can pick up the 3 Hall of Fame trophies that I have in my man cave from himself, Jim Beam, and I don't know whoever else from the family that's in there. He's like, they can pick up those trophies because the man belongs. I said, as soon as he said that, I was like, they're not going to fuck with Fred No. If he wants to make this happen, it's going to happen. So that's just the kind of thing that we need. We need that sort of advocate, because in reality, they don't care what I say. In reality, they probably just wish I'd shut up, But,
Well, too bad.
but I'm not going to shut up. I'm gonna continue to bang the drum. And again, the first one I did it with was Freddie Johnson, and there was no path for him to get in because Sazerac Company, Buffalo Trace, is not part of the KDA. The KDA is the one that controls that. But I'll tell you what. You bang the drum, you tell people this is why he belongs in, and you tell us why he's not in there. And again, they were like, yeah, he belongs, and they put him in. So that one, someone from the KDA reached out to me and said, hey, see what you're doing? It's legitimate, and we need to make things right. Even though we don't get along with that organization, they don't get along with us. We just need to do the right thing. Sometimes you just need to do the right thing, and that was the right answer.
Well, that's awesome that they did that. That's the easy answer would have been to stay stubborn and leave them out.
Yeah. So, But yeah, so it's a very cool thing that I've been involved in. Two people going in, and I think that's really special because this ensures that they are remembered forever, and they probably would be anyway. I hope. But, not a lot of people talked about Jerry Dalton for many years. And, Freddie, he's made some changes in his job title since this has happened. And I think maybe that even elevated him within the Sazerac company because now he's like this global brand ambassador and he was a tour guide before. It let his own company know how important he is to people that are just bourbon fans. And that was a cool thing. So yeah, trying it again. And I don't know. I got a whole list of people that belong in there. I mean, it frustrates me the Kentucky Bourbon Hall of Fame because there's people that they overlook, like Dr. James Crow, who will never get nominated via the traditional means, and I don't know why the Heritage Committee doesn't put him in. I don't understand, but to me, it's not as pressing because you're not talking about a person that's alive. I want to where they can get in and enjoy it. I think that's pressing for me. I also think that Bernie Lubbers needs to be in the Bourbon Hall of Fame as well. Hopefully Max takes care of that and makes that happen. I don't know what the plan is. I haven't heard anything, but I've had people approach me and say, "Hey, could you help Bernie get in?" And I do want to help him, but I made this promise to Bronner, and I want to make sure he gets in before I look at what the next project is. So
I think that's great. Yeah.
Well,
I think that's for good.
Mm-hmm.
And I think that represents so much of what I love about being involved in whiskey world and the friends that you make and the way that people see something and stand up for each other and the connections that are so solid that you see in this world is always so special. It's something you don't see elsewhere. And so I think that's the perfect example, Steve, of what you're doing for Bronner, and that just that effort of like, hey, not because I feel like I need to do a favor for you, but because I feel this is right. And the way you show up for the other people in the industry like that, I think that's special that you don't see in a lot of other places.
Yeah, Bronner. I mean, there's people who have done less, but you would think they've done more for the industry because they're better at banging their own personal drum. Bronner's definitely not that way. And again, this means the world to him. Trust me. You ask him about the Bourbon Hall of Fame, you will get him in tears. I'm telling you, if you talk about, hey man, you deserve this and it belongs, he will get misty-eyed. I can promise you that. This means the world to him. But he would never advocate for himself. You're not going to be hear him saying, hey, I deserve this, or or a chip on his shoulder. He's just going to go about his business and just do what he's always done. But I know how important it is to him, and I want to make it happen because, like Katie said, it's the right thing. The man belongs. We look at this as, the bourbon industry, you look at anybody that worked for Jim Beam, who did they help? They helped people who are Jim Beam fans, which is a big base. I get it. But who did Bronner help fall in love with bourbon? Everybody. Everybody that comes in there, they might be tasting, hey, I only drink Jim Beam. Well, let me try a Wild Turkey thing today or something from Heaven Hill. They're tasting different things to become fans across the board. And then they tell other people, and then those people get friends, and then they join clubs. I bet you the thousands of people that Bronner has personally drank bourbon with at his place turns into tens of thousands, if not hundreds of thousands of people that become bourbon fans. If you factor in, they tell their friends, and those friends tell friends, the numbers are huge. So
you're not grabbing anyone that feels frivolous to anybody when they see the work that goes in and the backstory you're telling.
Right.
That makes a difference too, Steve. So you're doing it right.
Thank you. Katie froze up in an unfortunate pose. It's
looks like a news
so
reporter.
Serious.
Katie on the scene.
News.
Katie's on the scene. So there you go. So we're going to be trying that. We'll see what happens. So we won't know anything. The next round gets voted on in January and announced sometime in the spring or something. So nothing's going to happen quickly, but we'll work on it to make sure that he's in the mix next time around. All right, we lost Katie. She'll be coming back at some point, I'm sure, folks. On that note, guess what, gang? It's time to drink. What is everyone drinking? Let's start first this time with Jeff. He hasn't gone first yet.
Just going to go a little old school. One of my standbys. I got some Wild Turkey 101.
Okay.
Ooh, squeak, squeak. Squeak, squeak.
Okay. Not a bad cork pop. The squeaking was definitely on the annoying side, but you got there with a decent cork pop. All right. Next up is Kathy. Kathy, what do you got there?
am going to open up a bottle from future Bourbon Hall of Famer Royce Neely.
Okay. Okay. Not as good as Jeff's, though we did have a slight deduction from Jeff for the squeaking. He's got
no
the lead.
fouls.
Yeah, no fouls. That's true. Yours was clean, but I still think his was better. Justine, you're next. What do you got?
I have a screw top, and this is Leopold Brothers 3-chamber rye.
Okay. I've got Baker's 7 here. This is now that they're doing the single barrel version of this. So I don't even. This is an early one. I've had this thing forever. This is for those of you that are into this. I don't know if it says anything here, dates or anything. 12/2016. It was barreled. So, and it is 7 years 0 months. So that's from 2023. So let's see what we got here. Oh, that was pleasant. KK, who wins this thing?
You had no fouls. It's you, Steve.
That's me. I win. Jeff, you could be angry about this, but there's nothing you can do.
I took one away from her earlier, so.
Cheers, gang.
Payback's a bitch.
Mm-hmm.
Cheers.
All right, we'll take a quick break, and then when we come back, who knows? Katie might be with us. She might not be. Maybe she's pissed at us. We don't know, but we'll be continuing on with Will Steve lose track of the crew in retirement? Okay, let's talk about the people that make these shows happen. First up is the Stave and Thief Society. Via their in-person class at Moonshine University in Louisville, Kentucky, the Stave and Thief Society is the place where you, a bourbon enthusiast, can expand your knowledge and emerge an executive bourbon steward. In 2017, I completed my executive bourbon steward certification. It's the most comprehensive bourbon certification available and connects you with an expansive network of bourbon enthusiasts and professionals. Check out the full listing of in-person and online certifications and join the society today by enrolling at staveandthief.com. Speaking of executive bourbon steward certification, the ABV Barrel Shop in St. Louis, Missouri has developed a unique partnership with the Stave and Thief Society to offer a preparatory class to assist you in getting your executive bourbon steward certification. This prep class costs only $25 and is available to take live or online via Zoom. Graduates of our class receive a coupon code good for 15% off your executive bourbon steward certification held in Louisville, Kentucky. This saves you almost $90. Additionally, you can collaborate with fellow attendees to split travel costs when you go to Louisville. If you're interested in signing up for the class, simply head over to abvbarrelshop.com and check out the classes and events page. Last but not least, we are sponsored by Neely Family Distillery. Royce Neely is the 11th generation distiller in one of America's oldest distilling families. A visit to Neely Family Distillery takes you through family history, where you can see all the artifacts and newspaper clippings through the years from this family that started distilling in America after James Neely arrived from Northern Ireland in 1740. Today, Royce Neely and his team are crafting some of the best spirits in America. Their bourbon and absinthe offerings keep winning top honors in the spirits competitions. Recently, their absinthe made history as the first platinum winner in the absinthe category at the San Francisco Spirits Competition. Neely Family Distillery is definitely a bucket list destination if you are a bourbon fan. Learn more about their spirit offerings, visiting their facility, and the awards they have collected over at NeelyFamilyDistillery.com. And now, back to the show.
This is Willie C. Moore, and I'm here with MB Rowan, and you're listening to the Bourbon Kit Daily.
Welcome back. Today on the show, we are talking about whether or not Steve will lose track of the crew club in retirement.
Yes, we are. So, I mean, I don't have a great history here. Katie's coming back in right now, so she'll be joining us. We'll go through my work history, and that's the best way to predict the future is by looking at the past, right? So, let's start with all my jobs. So, I had a job at a grocery store. I worked at Schnucks, and friends that I've carried over since my days at Schnucks. And this was 8 years I worked there. 0. Zero. No friends carried over. I worked in college a second job for the county, St. Louis County. I worked for them for 3 summers, and carryover friends from my county job, zero. My next big full-time job, this was after college, I went to work selling for a food broker, and did that for, I don't know, like 8 or 9 years, and friends carried over from that, zero. And then I worked for the corporate job. We're almost there. This is almost my entire career right now. And then I worked at the corporate job, the one that I complain about and stuff like that. Friends that I've carried over, I gotta say, texting with like 4 people, but friends, probably zero. I don't see anybody from my corporate gig job. So the cumulative total from 4 different jobs that I've held in my life, the carryover friends, and again, you have all kinds of friends when you're working there, right? I mean, you really enjoy going to work. You got all these friends. Zero. I haven't carried over any.
But I feel like this will be different.
Okay, I hope so. I got a lot of good friends here. I don't want to lose my friends. This is what I'm saying.
Even though you're quote unquote retiring,
yes,
you're not really.
Right?
You
I'm
know what I
sort
mean?
of retiring, as I like to say.
Yeah, you're sort of retiring. You're getting rid of some responsibilities that you currently have, but you're still going to be doing bourbon things. You're still going to be going to events. You're going to be planning events. I'm sure that you'll be in the shop helping Darren from time to time. Like, you're not leaving the world of bourbon.
I hope so. Yeah.
So I don't think that you will.
Okay.
I think that everybody will stick around.
I hope so. I don't want to lose. I can't afford to lose any friends. The bourbon thing that I've focused on for the last decade has cost me all my friends. The friends that I had high school friends, and I don't see them. They weren't into the bourbon, and some have kind of got into bourbon now, but I guess they figure I'm too far advanced. They don't want to be involved. And famously, a guy that I went all the way through, high school with, and he's the godfather of my daughter and stuff like that. He just turned 60, and he didn't even invite me to his party. I'm broken up about that. That one's hard to take. The fact that I see it on social media, and it's like, oh, wait a minute. He had a 60. It was like with the big band. It wasn't like, oh, well, we only had family and stuff like. It was like I see like all my other friends that I used to hang out with. They're there. There's a band. I wasn't even invited. I mean, I was like, so bourbon's cost me a lot in terms of friends. So if you guys go away, I got nothing. I'm stuck with the warden. It'll just be the 2 of us. I'll be going back. I'll be going back to the corporate gig. I'll be like, I gotta get out of the house.
Tell you what, Steve, I'll stay friends with you for the warden's sake, because she doesn't want it to be just you and her.
She's worried right now. Here's what she's worried about. So she got me because I wanted it. I've wanted it for years, and it's stupidly expensive. Don't even look up the price because it's ridiculous. But I have the big green egg, and I have this table that goes in. But then you can add on a cabinet. And it's just I wish I could say it's like some super thing that verifies that makes it worth the cost that it is. But it's not. It's just because it's big green egg. But it works together nice, and I bought that cabinet. And then she put it together because she's always like, you can't, because I get too frustrated. I'll put something upside down, then I start screaming and stuff like that. It's a whole thing. So she's always put together the stuff. But I told her I was going to come on the show today and say I put it all together. She's like, I need to know everybody on that show because she wants to text them and say she put it together. So if you see her or you want to text her, tell her, say, hey, that's cool. Steve got that table. And was he really that good at putting it together? Because she put it together. So, yeah.
That's so funny.
So, Steve,
that's awesome.
Here's how I see your friendships transitioning with your retirement.
I hope so. Well, give me good news here.
What I see is that it will change. It's not going to stay the exact same, but I think you're going to see increased quality. Because I think right now, because of how much work you're putting in on everything and how much you're doing, it keeps a lot of things kind of thin. But I think with some of your focus on travel and some of the other projects you're going to continue doing, I think it's going to continue deepening those friendship connections that you have and the ones that really fill your cup the most.
Right.
And I think you're going to have better and better quality with those friendships. And I think that will be lasting as you continue to retire and change what you're doing and etc. So that's what I see.
So you're saying that, while I still see people now, I'll be doing more friend things, even though, when I hang out with a lot of folks, it is because we're friends, but I'm also kind of working at that time. You feel like I'll get to do some more just true friend things with people from the bourbon industry.
Yeah, absolutely.
Bourbon friends, I guess I should say. So,
and I think it's possible that you could reconnect with some people. All you need is that one little spark of something that, like, I had a friend from law school that I didn't see for years. And then one thing happened, we reconnected. And then for quite a while, we were seeing each other every month playing a game night.
Right.
I think, did I freeze? No, I'm good. And so now they moved to Colorado. So I'm like, oh, great. Okay. Lost that. I feel like all my friends keep moving out of state. So you're just not allowed to move permanently out of state right now. I can't take another person moving at this very moment.
Right.
So as long as you're not doing that, we're good.
No plans on moving out now. Eventually, long term, yes. What's always going to hold me back is my mom. I can't. And right now, she had some bad health stuff happen in the last week or so, last 2 weeks, and she is not doing great right now. She seems to think it's because she was hospitalized for a week. In her mind, her doctor said it takes you 7 days for every day you're in the hospital to recover. So she's thinking she's got more than a month till she gets back to her strength that she had before she went in the hospital. And but right now, I mean, she's where she can't grocery shop or anything like that. She had some things going on where my sister's in town from Alaska, but she leaves on Friday as we record this, so just later this week, and she's been a great help because she's been staying there with my mom and helping her out and doing all that stuff. But when she goes away, it's gonna be me and the warden. It's gonna be the two of us that have to, because she needs a lot of shopping. She's got her cat, and she likes to feed the birds and all this kind of stuff. And if you mess with that stuff, then she gets all flustered. She's very worried about, you think you're worried about your own health. Well, she's worried about the damn birds in the yard. Who's feeding them? What's going on with, and she can't physically do it right now. So that's going to need to be done. And I mean, we can cause her incredible stress. We'd be like, well, we don't have time to come over because we can't feed the birds. It's not good. So, but I can't be like, hey, I'm going to move to Florida, Mom. So, good luck. And here's how you order things from the store,
right?
On Walmart. So, just do that. So I can't do that. So I will be here as long as my mom needs me. Okay.
Well, at least it's not the greatest that she declines and needs help, but I'm happy at least you're not moving right away. So that benefits me. So that's fine.
Yeah.
You're going to have to start hosting barbecues in your backyard with your egg.
I think so. I can do that.
That's a great idea.
I'm getting, one of the things I'm doing is a pergola on the deck, which will be nice. It'll be a nice outdoor area with a TV and a couch and other seating as well. I think it's going to be very nice. They got that. You combine that with a chimenea that I've got there if it's a little bit chilly, and then we've got the outdoor kitchen that I've kind of got going now. It's kind of conducive to party time. So
you're going to control how often that stuff happens too. I mean, you're an introvert, but you make friends fairly readily, so whatever you end up doing, you'll connect with somebody. But if you're going to host, you'll find the right pace that meets your needs and helps you stay in connection with everyone.
Yeah.
And as long as my room's available, I'll be there.
She'll be there, so that's good. Yes, your room will be there. I've been thinking about, long term, what happens to where I'm at right now. Right now is basically set up as a studio. It's a mess. It needs to be redone. But do I start working on that? Do I start taking getting rid? Because one of the things I'm going to be doing in retirement is getting rid of clutter. And does this room get totally cleaned out and become yet a third bedroom for guests? And maybe it does. So again,
those two pictures behind you better not disappear.
No, those will stay. Those two right there. Those are going to stay no matter what happens with the room. So, but yeah, I'm thinking about adding it because again, what's cool about having this for the last decade, getting these new friends is that they're from all over. So you need to give them a place to stay. So that's kind of cool.
I will say one thing I've found with long-term friendships is it really helps if there's one person who randomly reaches out and sends a text or just to keep things up. And I know I'm horrible at that. And so, but I have some of my friends from college or even high school that they'll just like randomly reach out sometimes and like send a message, or even anymore you can like share stuff on social media and it kind of keeps the conversation going. And I try to be better about that, but I feel like some people just have a knack for it. And then
Right.
like it just comes naturally to them, I guess, because I feel like I'm horrible at that.
But
Yeah.
they always say too, like the quality of your friendship, if you can like talk to each other via phone, text, whatever, not talk to each other for a month or two, and then somebody texts out of the blue and you pick
Yes.
right back up like you were
Yes.
just texting yesterday.
That is always
Right.
the best.
That is always like that proves the quality of your friendship.
Yeah.
Absolutely.
Long term too. We when we do make a move, the idea is we want to go to Key West, and that's because we love it down there. We love the lifestyle, the pace. We love the good weather, but I also love the fact is it's a draw, I think, to bring people down there, because the biggest barrier to going to Key West is the cost of staying there. And if we can cut that out, so I want to make sure that I get a house that's big enough that I can accommodate guests staying there. I think that could lead to, some fun, relationships and bringing people down and engaging them, because I think they'll want to be there, and we'll kind of set it up where, hey, just kind of like we do with when we do the distiller summit, you can be involved as much as you want to. If someone wants to come down and hang out with us the whole time, we'll do that. If they want to kind of do their own thing, we're going to have a golf cart and bikes and stuff like that, and you can kind of explore the island and do your own thing too. You don't have to be with us. We like the fact of you being there, because we want to be involved with our friends. So that plays into where we go too. We don't want to buy even though it's expensive, we don't want to buy a small house because we want people to come see us. So that's important for sure.
Absolutely.
So we're going to do our best. That's for sure. We're going to try to break what has happened in my previous job. So this is going to be the one where I keep all my friends. I'll miss these things. We get together. Sometimes it's a drag. Sometimes it's like, I'm just tired. I did an event, or I worked all day at the shop, and I hustled home so I can get online and do these. But getting together with the group on a Friday night, I'll certainly miss that stuff. So hopefully,
we can still do that. Like, we don't have to record a show.
well, I feel like I have to. We'll have to record shows, and then we won't even use them. I won't even turn the recorder on, but we'll act like we're doing a show.
Just keep the same format so we can talk. Like, we need to create an agenda so that we can ignore it. So you need to have you do all the work to list out what we're supposed to be talking
Kathy will
about.
print it out. Kathy will print it out.
I
The
will.
dogs
Yeah,
will
print
chew
it out
up.
on paper.
They'll give the
So
dogs
that
something.
then we can completely ignore it and just talk about what we want to talk. Otherwise,
I mean,
I don't think
we'd have to have a small talk, and we
Right.
have to keep in a bottle, and we have to have a topic.
Yes.
Yeah.
I mean, we could do like once a month, we could do a mail it in show.
Okay. Yeah. Yeah. I want to get together with my
Because the
friends.
podcast stops doesn't mean these things have to
I like
stop.
it.
Yeah. I agree. Because I want to be friends with everybody. It's a really good group of people that I met, and that's the cool thing. Bourbon brought us together, but it's the friendship that's kept us together in reality. So,
Absolutely.
yeah, I don't want
I
to
had
hang out with you
another
guys. Yeah, just because
Whiskey group that through COVID we would do Zoom calls every Wednesday, and we did that for a long time. We did it for years. So it was awesome. And it was whoever was available to join on that Wednesday would join. Sometimes we'd get a lot, sometimes we'd get a little. That it lasted quite a while.
Cool.
But I mean, like, I feel like with where we're all positioned in the United States, like, we have to do this.
Yeah.
Right.
You know what I mean? Like, I mean, I'm sure Darren will continue on with events and festivals and stuff like that, but I don't know, like, I just feel like I'm in Michigan, Jeff's in Minnesota, you guys are in Missouri.
When he moves to balmy South Dakota, I'm not going to balmy South Dakota to visit.
What? So I do something like this. There's a Discord. I don't know what Discord is, other than it's a group of people that can join together and they can chat and post pictures. But we get together. They do it twice a week. I join on Saturday evenings. It's just a video thing, and we're just sitting around chatting.
Okay.
I don't know. We did it last night, and anywhere from 5 to 15 people get on, and it's just kind of fun. So I'd love to be able to do something like that with this group.
Discord is an easy platform to use as well. And because you just have like your channel that then people go into it. It's not like you have to have like a set like link to join and having someone like host as much as you do on other platforms.
Yeah.
So Discord makes it easy.
All right. Well, on that note, we're going to wrap this one up, as we always do, by talking about where people can find us. Jeff, we'll start with you. Where can people find you?
I'm on Facebook, Instagram, and the Cigar Dojo. Jeff Andreezy, 2 I's and 2 Z's.
Katie.
You can find me kind of forgetting we were still recording, honestly.
Just having a deep conversation.
Yeah, also over on Instagram at Katie Proof.
All right. KK.
You can find me on Instagram at KK
All right. Justine.
You can find me on Instagram at JA_Maze.
All right, for me, I'm an easy guy to find at Steve Akeley across all social media. ABVnetwork.com, that's where you can find our content, like our past shows and stuff like that. ABVBarrelShop.com, what's going on at the Barrel Shop? Lots of cool stuff always happening. Check us out online, ABVBarrelShop.com. Justine, anything else to say before we get out of here?
I would just like to remind the audience to please give us a 5-star review. That includes comments. It helps new people find the show, which is very important to us. Also, if you like what we're doing, please visit our Patreon page at patreon.com/the ABV Network.
That'll do it for today, gang. For our audience, we'll have a brand new show for you tomorrow. Looking forward to that. Until then, take care, everybody. See ya.
Bye-bye.
Bye-bye.
Bye.
Peace. Before we let you go, let's talk about one last thing. The ABV Barrel Shop in the St. Louis community of Arnold, Missouri. The ABV Barrel Shop is focused on a couple of things. First of all, single barrels. We are the place where single barrels live. We go to distilleries, taste through the whiskey, select the best barrel, and have it shipped to our store where we present it to you, our customers, by allowing you to try before you buy. We're also known for the classes that we have in our education center in the store, as well as the events we have with industry professionals from the bourbon business. If you are in the St. Louis area, please come by and visit us at 6 Fox Valley Center in Arnold, Missouri. Or at a minimum, at least sign up for our email and text distribution so you know exactly what's going on in our shop over at abvbarrelshop.com. This is Steve Akeley, owner of the ABV Network, signing off. We thank you for listening to our programming and truly appreciate your support.
The Bourbon Daily is part of the ABV Network. For more information or to become a sponsor, please visit abvnetwork.com. Thanks for listening and cheers.
This has been a Steve Akeley production.